Hello, everybody. It's Barbara, and it is time for Pick a Stack Wednesday, the best day of the week. We are starting off with a crystal singing bowl. This is tuned to the heart chakra. This is an F. And this raises the frequency of me, the cards, the big pyramid that's sitting on the table in front of me, the plants, Mama Earth, the sky, all the animals, everybody. And it just feels good. Let's raise the frequency. If you're new to Pick a Stack, this is what we do here. I've got 3 tarot decks in front of me. I'm going to do a reading on each one. And you get to think of an issue, a question, something pertaining to yourself, your loved ones, your community, the world, whatever. Come up with something. And then you can pick a stack. Stack number 1 today will be a reading from the Spirit Song Tarot. That is by Paulina Cassidy. Stack number 2 will be a reading from the Druid Craft Tarot. And that is by Philip and Stephanie Cargam. And stack number 3 will be a reading from the Tarot of Dragons. That is Sean McKenzie. Today, we are joined by this beautiful pyramid. I make these. I lovingly make these. They're my babies. So, are you ready? This is take number 2 for me. So, I've already done stack number 1. And we're going to do the same reading. I asked my guides, were those the right cards? And they said yes. We just got interrupted, and so we have to start over because I don't edit at all my videos. I don't have time for that. I just do it live. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's get her done. And that's the way it is. So I already meditated. I already had the cards fly out of the deck for stack number 1. And we'll see if, at least I'll know if what comes out of my mouth this time is the same as what came out of my mouth the first time. You never know. It's all about intuition and channeling, you guys. It's not about just reading the book and getting somebody else's interpretation of the cards. That is not what a real reading is. It's what comes in from above. Okay? So, if you chose stack number 1, you get a reading from the Spirit Song Tarot deck. Now, today I left it open. I said, okay, guides, we're not going to do 1 card. We're not going to do 2 cards. You just give me the cards. How many cards you want us to have in each reading? And so today we got 3 cards from the Spirit Song deck. They all came out together. You didn't get to see it because it's in take number 1. They came out in this order. So the first one is the Knight of Acorns. Now, the Knight of Acorns is represented by this wild boar, and the Knight of Acorns is the Knight of Fire. And this is the knight with the passion, with the drive. He's the get her done knight, right? The Knight of Earth is that knight that's going to get his marching orders, and he's going to analyze them. He's going to left brain it, up, down, left, right. And it'll be hard for him to stop. He's going to overanalyze, overthink. But the fiery knight, he's the knight of action. He gets his orders and he says, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And he gets on his trusty steed and he is gone because he's going to get her done. So we have that, and then to give us an affirmation, we have the 3 of Acorns represented by a giraffe. And the 3 of Acorns, also the 3 of Fire. This is all about exploring. So if you are this fiery knight and you're going to get something done, you're also going to explore along the way. So if you need to get from point A to point B, you're not necessarily going to take the fastest route. You're going to use some passion and explore specific routes. Like, oh, you know what? I need to go past this point here, even though I'm going over there. It's on the way, but I need to explore. It also means you're going to explore yourself. Maybe while you're riding your horse, you're going to be inside your head. You're going to be finding out who you really are. But there's this passionate get her done, but exploring at the same time. It's like when I mow the lawn. I love mowing my lawn. First of all, I have flowers and plants all over the place and trees. And so you don't very often get to go in a straight line. It's a lot of this. And I am totally inside my head while I'm mowing the lawn. I don't know where I am most of the time. I know I have a full tank of gas when I start. And by the time I'm done, everything's mowed. But I've been places in my head the whole time. It's very zen. And that's what this is all about. This is being that fiery knight, but going places in your head and exploring, going places in 3D and exploring while you're being the knight, okay? It's a long ride from point A to point B. And your mind has time to think on stuff. So this is all about exploring not just the 3D, but the 5D, okay? So we're gonna add to that a third card. And you got the Strength card. This is a major arcana, just like the major arcana in the tapestry behind me. Strength. So if you're being that fiery knight, you have the strength inside you. But here's where it gets even better. We have physical strength, right? This is the 3D strength. But that's not what I feel this is about. And I just got goosebumps all over. This is the strength that you gather from out there. This is the strength from God, Creator, Source, Great Spirit. This is the strength from your ancestors. This is the strength from your spirit guides and your animal spirit guides. You're asking and they are giving this strength from out there to do whatever it is you need to do. And I've been talking about this a lot lately, that we've got these 3D relationships down pat. That's totally horizontal, but we need to go vertical. We need to be talking to our spirit guides and our children and our ancestors. And we need to be talking to God, Creator, Source, Great Spirit. And we need to be talking to the angels and archangels out there and the ascended masters and the dragons and the unicorns and all of them in the light. They're the ones that are going to give us that strength that goes beyond this physical body. Ooh, can you feel that? That's spirit. You can call it Holy Spirit, you can call it Great Spirit, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it the Force, you can call it the Schwartz. But it's that thing that you can't grab onto because it's not 3D. It's higher than you. That's the kind of strength we're talking about. And that fiery knight knows this and uses it. This is so cool. This is actually better than the first time I read these cards. So whatever you asked about, you have the strength, but you're also going to ask them for the strength because they're going to give you supernatural strength. Think about every single comic book hero, movie hero, that's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all of those. Where do they get their inner strength from? They don't talk about it there, but it's not coming from this 3D body. It's coming from something bigger than them. Spider-Man gets bitten by a spider. It came from outside of him. They have to represent it in a way that it's 3D because they can't say, oh, I have this superpower. Although in X-Men, we have mutants. I don't know where I'm going with this, but there's mutants and they have these superpowers. It's because we're in this time that these superpowers are coming to light. and we have to embrace them. You have to embrace whatever superpower you have. And maybe your superpower is the ability to listen to other people's problems. That is a superpower, especially today. Embrace your superpower, embrace your strength, and ask your guides for more. It's not being selfish, especially if you're using it to help other people. Okay? So be the fiery knight, explore, and know that you have the strength, but also you can ask for more. And you can ask for it all day, every day, and they will bring it to you. Let me tell you, it works, because there's times when I ask my guides, you know what, give me the strength to do this. Like when I drove out to the res last summer by myself, middle-aged white woman and her dog driving out into the middle of nowhere. I was scared to death, because if anything happened, I wouldn't come back. Because there's some nasty stuff going on out there. A lot of trafficking. But I prayed for strength. Give me strength. Give me strength. Get me through this. And they did. Nothing bad happened. I sure did a lot of exploring in my head, though. All right. That's your stack number 1. You are the fiery knight. You're going to get stuff done. You're going to explore. And you've got all the strength you need. It's not just at your fingertips. It's also your connection out there. Okay? Ooh, I like that. Let's do the singing bowl. That is glorious. Just soak that in. All right. That was stack number 1. We're going to move on to stack number 2, and you're going to get a reading from the Druidcraft Tarot. Let's see what our guides want us to know today from the Druidcraft Tarot. 1, 2, or 3 cards. It's up to you guys. That one, obviously. Do you want any more? One more? Okay. Okay, so I got to point something out here, because I love patterns. In stack number 1, one of the cards, here's the cover. One of the cards is the card from the cover of the deck, from the box cover. In stack number 2, there's the cover. One of the cards is the card that's on the cover. I find that very interesting. We're not even on stack number 3 yet. So we're given 2 cards, and the first card that came out is the Prince of Swords. Now, in this deck, it's a prince, not a knight. He kind of looks like a knight, but he's the Prince of Swords, which is the Prince of Air. In stack number 1, we had the Knight of Fire. Now we have the Prince of Air. This is the prince that brings truth. He brings communication. He brings a message. He brings change. And if you look at him, he's very determined. He's got his sword ready. He's not just riding. He's riding like this. Okay, so what's really interesting about that is he's got his shield. Actually, he's got his shield this way. He's got his shield in this hand. He's got his sword in this hand. Which means he's not holding on to the horse. And that horse is, it's moving. So this, to me, says kind of not chaos, but like this fast moving, fast paced. I have to get there. Not totally my train just totally derailed there. He's moving fast. Also, the horse is wearing armor that has 2 horns on it. Very interesting. They're not pointy horns though, they curl back. So it's to protect the horse, it's not to stab anybody. There's a lot of protection here. Now, the prince doesn't even have a shirt on. He does have a cloak, which is blowing in the wind. So the horse's face is shielded, and he has his shield, and he's got a helmet on with 2 pointy horns on it. So what I feel from that, a lot of times when somebody's on a horse and they're in battle, the horse is wearing full armor, the guy's wearing full armor. That's not what's going on here, is it? So whatever he's fighting, I feel like it's very specific. This is a very specific ensemble for a specific type of fight. This is not just your general, I don't know what I'm going to face. This is very specific. You know what you're going to face. That's what this comes down to. You know what you need to face, and you need to face it. You need to arm yourself appropriately, and sometimes that can mean just wearing crystals. This is all about communication right here. You need to wear your specific crystals. You need to wear your specific outfit that makes you feel empowered. You need to wear a specific smell that makes you feel empowered. There's, smells are very, very powerful. And anything else that's with your senses, that's what you need to put on or wear as your armor, because something is happening and it's going to happen quickly. This is that storm coming in, right? Air, whoosh, tornado, hurricane, just fast winds. But now what's interesting is this card popped out too, and this is the card that's on the cover, and this is the lady. It's called the lady in this deck. It can be the Empress. Card number 3. Interesting. We had a 3 in this deck, a 3 and a knight. We have a 3 and a prince. She is very, very, very pregnant, and this is all about abundance. And I feel like what's going on here is this card is saying this message is coming in very, very quickly. But the message has something to do with abundance. Now, if you are pregnant and you're just about ready to give birth, well, okay, then it's pretty obvious, you're going to give birth very, very soon. But this is all about abundance. She's got an abundance of everything. She's got the wheat. She's got a cornucopia full of fruit and flowers. There's a stream next to her. There's an abundance on the land, in the water. Whatever you were asking about, this abundance is coming, and it's coming quickly. And you have to get ready for it. What does that mean? It's going to mean something different for you and you and you and you and me. So, and Angus, he's like wanting to chime in all of a sudden. This is get yourself ready for your abundance. You know what the abundance is. It's not necessarily money, okay? It can be that house that you've always wanted. Get yourself ready. Donate things. Pack the things that you really, really want to take with you. Have a yard sale. Whatever it means, whatever your abundance that's coming in means, get ready, because it is coming. It is right around the corner. He's galloping. He's got the shield up and the sword drawn. Again, In stack number 1, we had the Get Her Done Knight. This is also a Get Her Done Prince. And there's no backing out, right? She's 9 months pregnant. There's no backing out now. It's coming. Whatever it is for you, it's coming. And it's right around the corner. Like within weeks. Get ready. I hope you know what that means. I know it means something to me, but it's going to mean something totally different to other people. Okay? Crazy. These cards, both stacks are saying, you know, there's something coming. There's something coming, and you got to get ready for it. And, you know, the interesting part is there's something coming, and it's going to be different for everybody. So don't think that it's the same thing for me as it is for you, as it is for the next door neighbor and the people down the block. It's all different. It's all in our perspective. It's like if we all went to the same concert, we would all see different things because we all have a different perspective. One more. I just love that. Okay, next in stack number 3, we have the Tarot of Dragons. Yeah, let's do this. The Tarot of Dragons. I love my dragons. How many cards do we need for our messages from the dragons? I just heard 3. Okay, well, bring them on. Bring them on. Thank you, dragons, for giving us a message today. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. One, 2, 3. We're not doing reversals because we didn't say that. 3, 2, 1. Okay. 3 cards from the dragons. We get the 4 of Pentacles. We get the Knight of Swords. Did we just have Prince of Swords? And we get the Sire of Swords, which is the King of Swords. So we've got some swords today. And some pentacles. So, all together, the 4 of Pentacles is all about abundance. Abundance of material possessions. This is, you know, the dragons like to protect their gold. They like to protect their jewels, their precious metals. So this is saying, if you've got things, material things that you care about, make sure they're protected. But also, it's saying that, yeah, it's okay to have some of that stuff around. Whatever's coming, you know, what does this mean to you? Whatever's coming. I don't know what's coming, okay? Don't even ask me. I've had people say, well, what do you think is coming? I don't know, okay? I don't know. But I do know that we should make sure that we have what we need, just in case. Because think about it. If you can't get to the grocery store, you got to make sure that you have some food, right? If you can't get to an ATM, you might want to have some cash. Just saying. That's just common sense. Okay? So this is saying there's abundance, but you also got to protect it. Then we have the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords. What do the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords bring? Well, a tornado, apparently. And the king is standing on top of this mountain, as he should. And he's this, I love this card because he's this kick-ass king, right? He got to the top. He got to be king with his sword, which implies, somehow he used the sword to get some stuff done. But he's holding a baby dragon and a butterfly. Baby dragon in one hand and a butterfly in the other. So he can still be that gentle being, even though he's on the top of the mountain, and he's like, he is the top of the mountain. Now, the butterfly represents air. And that's why there's a butterfly on the cards. But it also represents change and gentleness. Think about a butterfly. It can light on your hand, and you barely even know it's there because it has almost no weight. And yet there's that saying about the flapping of a butterfly's wings can affect something on the other side of the world just by being there. So part of what I'm feeling is, even if you're a butterfly and you think you're small and insignificant, you affect change around the whole world just by being. And the fact that we have the Knight and the King of Swords. Now, first of all, that's very masculine energy. And we're not talking about male versus female, okay? We're talking about masculine energy. Masculine energy is the get or done energy. It is structure. It is force. It is power, okay? So this first card is talking about our wealth, our material wealth. These cards are talking about the power that you have, the power that is coming, the power that you need to have for what is coming. Be the king on the top of the mountain. Inside. It doesn't mean we have to wield that power on the outside, like, oh, I'm so great, I'm better than you. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the power that's inside of you that can help. If a whole bunch of money comes to one person, that person's responsibility is to help others. Not to go out and buy a Maserati. I mean, if you can and you want to, and you live in a place where you can have a Maserati, I wouldn't want one here in Minnesota. You'd get to drive it 6 days out of the year. And then everybody would, they'd be jealous and all that. It's not fun. But if you have all that money, sharing with others is responsibility. And that's what the king does. The king takes care of his people. He's on the top of the mountain. He is the top of the mountain, but he also takes care of all the dragons below, the family. And the knight helps the king. The knight goes out and does missions for the king. And they're both using their swords. Now, sometimes the sword is just for show. Sometimes the sword is used to cut cords. Sometimes the sword is used at a barbecue. We're roasting a hog. Nobody brought a knife. Hey, you, knight, come over here with your sword. The sword can be used for many, many things, not just killing people, okay? And not for killing dragons. There's a lot of good dragons out there. So I feel like there's been a theme throughout this whole thing that something is coming. I mean, The fact that there's a tornado around the sword, and the sword represents change. Hello, there's something big coming. The king is sitting on top of a mountain, overseeing his people, because there's a big change coming. Hello. Where is it? This one. Make sure that you're ready. Make sure that you've protected your stuff. Not just from other people. No, somebody said, well, like, protect it from my neighbors, my family. Not necessarily. Sometimes we need to protect our stuff. Like, if you have some extra food, put it in a tote so the mice don't get it. You know, things like that. Like, I have to do that in my house. I don't have any mice right now, but I have periodically in the past. And it's like, there's nothing worse than opening your cupboard and there's a box of something that is all over the place because a mouse chewed through the box. So this is protect your stuff, protect your family, protect your family albums, whatever you treasure. Make sure it's protected because there is something big coming. And it's in all three of these stacks. There's something big coming. Make sure you're prepared, whatever that means. Okay? I'm not telling you what it means because I don't know what it means. And I'm only reading the cards. But I tell you what, I do things to keep my frequency high. And that's part of my protection. So playing the singing bowl, having crystals and my organ around me, talking to my spirit guides, thanking them for guiding, guarding, and protecting me every single day. Because I don't know what's coming. Angus doesn't either. He agrees with me. There's something coming. We don't know what it is. But just make sure that you have everything that you need. Ask your spirit guides. If you're thinking, well, I don't know what I need. Well, I don't know what you need either. But ask your spirit guides. That's why we have them. That's why the veil is thin right now. So we can communicate with them. Angus says, make sure we have lots of sweet potatoes and carrots, Mom. Because those are his favorites. Yeah. He likes meat too, but I think he's more of a vegetarian. He's weird. He loves his veggies. All right. That was stack number 3. I said at the beginning, there can be a theme throughout the whole thing. I'm not choosing these cards. They are. So there's something coming, you guys. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys. I am sending you blessings of love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, and all good things. Because I know you're worthy. And I know you deserve it all. So have a blessed day, my beautiful soul family. Namaste.